about the anti-cheat mouse chat for console. Basically, what this is you aren't allowed to use a mouse and keyboard using the Zim adapters or any type of adapter, any third-party program plugged into your console. You're not allowed to use that anymore, and you're going to get hit with penalties. I don't believe you're going to get banned, but today we're going to talk about the pros of this mouse chat, the cons, and are they doing enough? And what does it mean for a console if they potentially do more? So let's talk about it. First, let's talk about what they're actually doing. What's happening?
So on Siege, we have a problem where a lot of players are using these little widgets called input spoofing devices. And they allow you to play with a keyboard and mouse on console. Now, along with toxicity and cheating, this is one of the biggest complaints that we get from our community. And we heard you. We agree.
Anti-cheat on PC,
feels really
MNKs on console.
To play against other players when you have such a disadvantage. So this is a problem that all console shooters have, especially the competitive ones. And
I'm going to pause on that note real quick, because yes, the problem that all games have, especially competitive ones, but the problem with Siege is that there's no aim assist. Like Call of Duty, like you can use Zims and spoof a controller to have a little bit of aim assist with your MNK, but like a lot of people aren't going to go through that process because controllers have decent aim assist already, and a lot of people that use these devices just cannot keep up in the original environment. If you're playing pretty good with a controller that already has aim assist, you're not probably going to go down the route of buying a $150 adapter to basically cheat to perform better. So I disagree with that point.
There hasn't really been a reliable solution for this yet. In fact, the devices they're using are specifically designed to be undetectable. We wanted to build our own system that would sniff out mouse and keyboard players on console so that we could build a better picture of exactly who is using these devices. And we called that system Mousetrap. We have been really quiet about it, but actually it's been running in the background in shadow mode for several seasons.
Multiple seasons.
Gathering data and analyzing the
results. What if they just don't play it today? They've already been watching for seasons.
We know
you can't sneak
which players are spoofing, when they were.
I like that they are being we know when they were spoofing and when they were doing it. Like, it's very commanding, not any of that like wishy-washy stuff. It's very direct.
Know that at the highest ranks, spoofers become much more common, where they have the biggest advantage and the most to gain. It would have been really easy for us just to ban all those players, but we want to try something a little different.
It would, and we're going to talk about the pros and cons of potentially doing that.
So what we're going to do is we're going to try and remove the advantage that they get from using one of these input spoofing devices. Starting in Season 8, Year 1.2, when we detect you spoofing, we're going to start adding extra latency to your inputs. It's going to start out really unnoticeable, but it's going to ramp up over several matches, and it will definitely be noticeable. Controller players will find that their disadvantage against mouse and keyboard players will be much reduced. To remove the penalty, simply unplug your spoofing adapter.
So for those of you that aren't like PC savvy, basically, like let's say I move like this, like from here to here, right? PC, instant. But like as I get detected as a spoofing MNK player, my movement from here to here is like, let's say I moved. Versus I moved, it'll be I moved. It'll be just delayed completely. And the more you do it,
playing on controller,
the worse it will be.
After a few matches, the latency will be reduced and you'll be back to normal. We've worked really closely with our accessibility group here at Ubisoft to make sure that we take the needs of disabled players.
This is the first time that Ubisoft has really addressed a major issue in the community. What are the two problems Siege has? And it actually went after it. I love it.
You've been unfairly penalized, there will be a QR code in the game that you can use to contact us. We will then investigate, and maybe we can use your feedback to improve our system. So additionally, we will be updating our code of conduct for all players to say that using external devices to gain an advantage is not permitted. I want to mention that.
So I just want you guys to be aware that anyone that says MNK is not cheating, that statement by itself is basically saying if you use a third-party program in Siege, like now, you are 100% cheating. So anyone that says I'm not cheating, just get better, they're saying now in stone that it is cheating. Granted, we've kind of all known this all along, but now it is officially against the TOS and bannable. Potentially. I mean, we'll get to that.
This is an experimental solution. Nobody in the industry has solved this problem yet. We are trying something new, but it's not the final iteration. We intend to keep monitoring the data, to update our detection system, and to continue to tune the penalties. It's an evolving situation. We are committed to continuing to work on it to improve the fairness of Siege. Mousetrap will be coming Year 8, Season 1.2.
Honestly, when you really think about it, it's really not that hard to program. I mean, it's hard, obviously, but to program something that's like detecting mouse movement. Like, controller movement only has like certain degrees you can do, like with a stick. And like, let's say with a stick, let's just in terms of movement, a movement on a controller, you have 64 different speeds of movement with a controller, but on a mouse and keyboard, you only have like 3, which is like walking, normal speed, and sprinting. You can't go anything other than those 3. But controller, you can like slowly go faster and faster, and it'll increase your speed slowly. So now let's answer this: are they doing enough for Operation Mousetrap? Honestly, I don't really know. That are they doing enough for Operation Mousetrap? I don't really know if they're doing enough personally, because I brought up the question on Twitter, like what they're doing is making it so MNKs are slightly worse after time, so they're still able to play. And I brought up the question, they should just ban all the MNKs. They have all the information, like why not? But that is aggressive, because I've been told by the console community that like 20 to 30% of the community's MNK. Granted, I think that's BS, but I do think that there's around 10 or so percent of the players on console right now are probably mouse and keyboard. And the higher elo, that's going to be even higher, obviously. That's going to be like 20 to 30%, like they said, at the higher elo. They're not going to be banned. I think that maybe not banning them is the right step, but I think that they're not doing enough, because there might be ways around this thing. It's not a perfect system, like they said. It's not a perfect system. I think that what should happen is, if they have that information to detect someone's using a mouse, they should get like something on the like just on their page saying, "Do not use a mouse from this point on, or you will be banned." Don't just instantly ban everybody, but just give them a like indicator saying, "Do not use a mouse unless or you will be banned. Contact this link to learn more." And if you are like, because people bring up the argument like, what if you have a disability and you have to use a mouse? Then you should be able to hit up that link and like talk to them about what's going on with you. And at least that would cut down some of it. But with this, it's like, I can, let's say it comes out, I can use the mouse for a while and like it'll increase latency. I guess we're gonna see like how bad it will be after a certain amount of time. But basically, what that means is like increasing the latency. So like, if you guys have ever done like human benchmark and like tested your reaction speed is going to be that of like an 80-year-old after getting detected multiple times. Like, it's like just giving it a lot of time for it to like the game to move before your input is actually indicated as an input. So after a certain amount of time, I just assume that you're going to be able to it's going to be way too slow to be even remotely playable. And yeah, so how do you guys feel about that? Let me know down in the comments below. If you guys are in Twitch chat, what question do you have about like what you think they should do, or they're not doing enough, etc., etc. Let me know let me know down below, and make sure to subscribe. Drop a comment down below for more. But yeah, now let's chat. My last impressions of this is like I said, like during the entire thing, a huge step in the right direction. There's 2 glaring problems in Siege. Honestly, everything else is just so insignificant. It's barely even like whatever. Cheaters on PC and MNKs on console, they're actually addressing one of these issues. So I definitely see Siege having an uptick this season, because the MNKs are actually starting to get punished for cheating, because officially it is cheating. So I definitely think that they should be a little bit harder on the bans. Like, once you get detected, like it should get you into a ban. Like, you cannot play ranked until you play blah 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 without on a controller in casual or something. And like it should give you bans, like day bans, 24-hour bans, or help even perma bans if you're warned. If you're warned and you're still using it, you should be banned. That's my opinion on it. I mean, let me know what you guys think. All right, guys. Till next time. Peace out.